Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sadashivasamarambam Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Bande Guru Paramparam Narayanam Padmabhavam Vasishtam Shaktim cha Tatputra Parasharam cha Vyasam Shukam Gaudapadam Mahantam Govinda Yogindra Matasya Sishyam Sri Shankaracharya Matasya Padma Padam cha Hastamalakam cha Shishyam Todakam Vartikakaramanyan Asmad Gurun Santatamanatosmi Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavad Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavanto Punah Punah Samasta Jana Kalyani Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Gocharam Tamagocharam Govindam Paramanandam Sadgurum Pranatosmyaham. Prapancham Manomaya Agnihi Vahati. This entire world is considered as nothing manifestation of the mind. Panchendriyai Panchabireva Hotrubihi Prachiyamanaha Mana Vishayajya Dharaya Jajvalyamano Bahuvasanendanehi Manomayagnihi Vahati Prapancham. This simile that is beautifully given here, and the simile here is the five sense organs are the priests. Panchabihi Hotrubihi Panchendriyaihi. But by the various Vishayas that are there as the sense objects, and the offering is done into that fire called the Manaha, Jajvalyamanaha, Bahuvasana Indanaihi. Fuel for that is vasanas. As Gurudev writes it, the world, when it is set ablaze by the sense object, which act as a continuous stream of oblations. This is the mental sheath, Manomaya Kosha. And the teaching that takes place in Bhagavad Gita or Upanishad or anywhere, it's all addressed to the mind only. Because most of us, most of the time, operate only through the mind. Even though we listen to lectures, etc., with the buddhi,
but we act with the mind. There is a gap between what we learn or what we hear or what we know versus what we do. Right? Listening is very carefully done with the buddhi. Viveka is used, indiscrimination is used, analysis, logic, everything. But when we come to act in the world, there is a dichotomy, mind. So here in the 169th verse, we see here, Na hyasya vidya manaso dirikta mano hyavidya bhavabandha hetuhu tasmin vinashte sakalam vinashtam vijrumbidesmin sakalam vijrumbate nahyasya vidya manaso dirikta manohya vidya bhavabandha hetuhu tasmin vinashte sakalam vinashtam vijrumbidesmin sakalam vijrumbade. This verse must be memorized. I can ask you anytime. Because this very clearly says, Manasaha adirikta avidya nasti. Other than the mind, there is nothing called avidya. Mana eva avidya. Nahyasya avidya manaso adirikta. Manohi avidya. Twice he has repeated this. Other than the mind, there is nothing called avidya, and mind alone is avidya. And therefore, that avidya manaha bhava bandha hetuhu. Bandhasya hetuhu. Mind is a very, deep subject. In Vedanta, mind is a very deep subject. And why it is said that other than mind, there is no avidya at all? What is avidya? Today also we saw in Dakshinamurti Stotram, Manasollasa says in that, Maya Ishwarasya Shaktihi tam na vyamohayanti. Ishwaram na vyamohayanti Maya. Maya does not delude Ishvaraha, who is the wielder of Maya. And also that Maya is one which is undertaking all that is desired by the Ishvara. In other words, Ishwarasya ichcha anusarena Maya karoti. Maya srishtim karoti Ishvara ichcha anusarena. Anusaranti Maya. So Maya is that which is creating the universe as per the desire of Ishvara. Tadapi Ishwaram na vyamohayanti Maya. It does not delude him. Tat viparidam avidya. Viparita avidya. Swa ashrayam vyamohayanti eva. Different from that is the nature of avidya, which is actually acting as a delusion or the power to delude jiva. That is the difference. Maya is the power of the Lord, but it does not overpower him. Whereas jiva, the individual self who has this mind, and through the mind, or as the mind only avidya works, but it overpowers him. What does it mean by overpowering him or overpowering jiva? Jnanam avritya dehinam, Bhagavan Krishna says, Dehendriya mano buddhihi tasya adhishtanam uchyate that adhisthana of desire is deha, indriya, mana, buddhi. Dehendriya mano buddhi tasya adhisthana muchyate eter vimohayatyesha jnanam avritya dehinam. Jnanam avaranam karoti avidya. Therefore, ajnanena avrutam jnanam tena muhyanti jantavaha. In another place, Bhagavan says, ajnanena avrutam jnanam. Jnana, ajnan se avaran ho raha hai. हिंदी में क्या कहते हैं? तिरोभूत हो रहा है. हिंदी में आवरण के कारण करकरा टकना पर्दा नहीं, पर्दा okay, screening off or covering, overpowering everything. Okay, you understand. So this is one thing. Second thing is manasi vinashte sakalam vinashtam. Vinashte means when it is not operating, when it is not working. Manasi vinashte, as it is said here, tasmin vinashte sakalam vinashtam. Sakalam indriya jatam jagat. Sarva anubhavaha vinashyanti. All of them are gone. Vijrumbide jate sakalam vijrumbide. Sarvam jata bhavati. So, when the mind is there, everything is there. When mind is not there, everything is gone. So, A is there, B is there. A is not there, B is there, not there. Then what do you call that? What is A and what is B? A is there, B is there. A is not there, B is not there. Then you have to easily conclude A is equal to B. Right? A is there, then only B is there. If A is not there, B is not there. What is the relationship then? It's almost equal. May not be equal, otherwise why do we have the A and B as different names? One is outside, one is inside. That's all the difference. Manaha antaha. Jagat bahar. Mind is inside, but apparently it looks like the world is outside. And when this antar manaha, when it is not there, the world outside is also not there. Tasmin vinashte sakalam vinashtam vijrumbidesmin sakalam vijrumbade. So, sushuptau, as here in the commentary says, sushuptau karana avidya sadbhave api. In the state of deep sleep, even though the karana sharira is there, what is the karana sharira? Avidya mula, avidya sthanam. Karana avidya sadbhave avi bandhasya abhavat. उस समय में सुषुप्ति काल में हमारा वो वासनामय कोश हस्ति एव तदपि बंधनम नास्ति. Is it not? You are not feeling bondage in sleep. That's why we want to go to that sleep. थक गया हूँ इस संसार में. Every day. परिपालन करना, बच्चों को देखभाल करना, बीबी को खुशी करना, क्या मैं सोता हूँ. क्यों? वो सब बंधन है ना मिटा गया. When in the deep sleep, you don't feel bondage. But see, avidya nahi, there is no avidya nasha there. It's not that you destroyed the ignorance. Ignorance is very much there. In the karana sharira is sitting there. But then, karana sharira avidya sadbhave api sushupti kale, at the time of sleep, bandhanam kim nasti, mana nasti. Tasmat. Where the mind is not there. What it means? Avidya hai. But mind is not operating at this level of bringing the avidya into action. into manifestation. Vasana manifestation is not there. Therefore, bandhasya abhavat tat karya manasah. Tat karya avidya karya. The expression of avidya, manasah eva bandhakatvam. The mind which is the product of this avidya alone is the cause of this bondage. Tada tasya leenatvat, manasah leenatvat, bandha abhavaha iti abhipretya. Therefore, in the absence of the mind, which is the karya of avidya, with this effect of avidya, being absent, there is no bandhanam in this sleep. Manasaha adirikta avidya nasti ityuktam nishchitam hi tat yataha bhavabandha heduhu avidya tat karyatvat mana eva bandhanasya bhavabandhasya heduhu karanam. Manasattve dehado abhimana rupa bandhat tad abhave tad abhavat mataha manoho bhavabandhayoho anvaya vyatiriktau. Anvaya vyatirikta means anvaya vyatirikta. When it is inclusion, assertion is anvaya, vyatirikta is negation. Negation in sleep, assertion in the mind, in the waking state. What happens in waking state? Dehado abhimana rupatvat, rupabandhat, manasattve. When the mind is present, there is abhimana. मैं देह हूं, ऐसा कौन कहता है? देह नहीं कहता है, mind. Is the body saying that I am yours? Body has no chetana. There is no awareness of the body. Is not by itself, is not of having chaitanya. So it is the mind which is bringing up the identity or notion, this is me. And that being absent in sleep, that atma, called tadatmya, or the where he has said as the abhimana, is not there. Abhiman nahi hai. Sushupti kale na abhimanam asti. Deha abhimanam asti na asti. Deham aham iti bhavaha nasti. So what is the cause of bondage? Please carefully understand. Deha na bandhana karanam. Body is not the cause of the bondage. See, when it is misunderstood that body is the cause of it, they persecute this physical body. Abandon it or do not take care of it as though this is the problem. This is not the problem. This, you think it is me, that is the problem. Right? Computer is the problem. No, the way you use the computer, TV is the problem. TV is not the problem. The way you use it, the TV is the problem. So many channels, so many useless things. Oh, who are asking you to see? I mean, you watching that and you blame that. It is like, usually in Tamil there is and even Swami Vivekananda also made this point at one of his speech. You take a stone and hit a dog with a stone and it starts to wail, cry. This dog's, constantly making noise. Right? Who did the first act of throwing the stone at it? In the same way, abhimana on the deha causes you trouble that, this body is the trouble. Body is not trouble, because the way you use it is the trouble. And so anything in this world which is created by the Lord himself, Ishvara Srishti, cannot be bandhana karanam. Bandhanasya karanam manah, deha abhimana sambandhat. So tad eva upapadayati tasmin vinashte manasi visheshena nirvasanam nashte When nirvasana sthiti sushupti kale nashte, sakalam nashta. All things have come to an end. See, that is why Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi would say that the state of vimukti is sleeping while awake. So you may think, sleepwalking. In the state of sleep, are you having any vasana at all? Any deyabhimana at all? No. Identity about I am so and so is there? No. Are you asserting yourself to anybody? No. Do you expecting any recognition and praise and other thing? No. Then that state of mind where you are immune to all these things, bring it in the waking state. Then you will never be disappointed, never be ridiculed, never be criticized, never be unhappy. Why? All these are all because you are not allowing your mind to subside. In the subsided state in sleep where there is no abhimana of you as so and so, that state of sleep, if you bring it into the state of waking, today morning also somebody asked that question in the Dakshinamurti Sutram class. Ishvaraha kaha? Ishvaraha kaha? Who's Ishvara? Kartuhu akartuhu. At the same time. Tasya kartaram abhimam vidya akartaram abhyayam. Bhagavan said. So if a person is dreaming, lying down and dreaming, and you are looking at him, is he doing anything? Karta hai kuch. But in him, as a dreamer, he is doing a lot of action. Running, jumping, eating, walking, talking. Right? But actually, is he doing anything? If you stand outside him as a waker, you look at him, he's not doing anything. But if you get into his dream, there's very many activities going on. Similarly, हम ईश्वर की स्वप्न में हैं. We are in the dream of the Lord. Think. Activities going on. Who's doing? The lying Lord who does nothing. That's why Bhagavan Vishnu is lying, doing nothing. Akarta. But when you are in his dream, who's doing it? He only. Who else? Just like in the dreamer, when he is dreaming, who's the dreamer? He. When you come out of that dream state and you come out, did I do anything? Nothing. So Bhagavan says, Karta aham, akarta bhi aham. If you are in my dream, aham the karta. If you come out and know me, I am not karta. In the same way, when we come to realize that even while I am awake and doing many things that are going on in my life, trees there, plants are there, sun is there, moon is there, star is there, people are there, nations are there, politics is there, economic is there, so many things are going on. But from my real standpoint as a waker, real waker, I am akarta. Nothing is happening. It is happening or not happening. It's happening, Ishvara is doing that. But Brahman is not doing anything. So, Akarta Brahma, Ishvara Karta. Where is Ishvara Karta? Swapne. Where is Akarta? Brahma, Jagrata Avasthaya. So, this is when it is understood, the sadhana is very simple. You don't complain anything that goes on. Goes on, let it go on. Aham Akarta.
Sorry, something said. Brahman is during Jagrata Avastha, you mean Ishvara Jagrata?
Ishvara is only when the dreamer is Ishvara. Brahman is the lying person, Jagrata.
Oh, I see.
The one who is lying down is Brahman. And the one who is the dreamer is Ishvara. Think that way. Then?
Is this, that dream, here all dream objects and Ishvara is a complete explanation of everything, including the universe and including the universe and us being the dream objects. Is there Shankaracharya's, Bhagavan Shankaracharya's also? Does he use that example?
Yeah. Yes. Maya kalpita desha kala khalana. That's what I was explaining today in second verse of Dakshinamurti Stotram. Okay, coming back to here. So, sarvam nirvasanam nashte sakalam vinashtam. Spashtam hi sushupto jagadeva nasti. Sushupto kale, sushupti kale, jagan nasti. See, you must understand this point clearly. Sushupti kale jagan nasti. Swapna kale swayameva, that is going to talk next. Swayameva srishtim karoti jagrata avasthaya. I mean, Brahman jagrata avastha, there is nothing there. So, asmin vijrumbite, meaning manasi vijrumbite, vartamanam sakalam, vardamani sakalam, vardamani, when it grows, vijrumbate sarvamapi vruddhim apnoti iti artha. Everything starts to manifest, appear. Tadeva vistarena upadeti, that alone is given as an example, like in the Swapna, right? Swapne tashunye sratisi swashatya bhoktradi vishvam manayeva sarvam tataiva jagratya vino visheshaha tatsarvametan manaso vijrumbhanam swapnirtashunye srijati swashatya bhoktradi vishvam manayeva sarvam tataiva jagratya vino visheshaha tatsarvametan manaso vijrumbhanam. Arthashunye swapne, artha bahya arthashunye, when no outside objects are there, in the state of dream. In the state of dream, there is no object. Earlier verse explained about Sushupti. Correct? Earlier verse talked about Vinashta, Manasi Vinashte, Sakalam Vinashtam, Sushupti Kala. That is a state of sleep. State of dream, Swapne, Arthashunye, Swashaktya Srijadi. It creates on its own. Mind creating on its own. What? Sarvam. Everything. And where does it begin? Bhoktru Adi. That is to be underlined. Bhoktru Adi Sarvam Manayeva. See, again coming back to the state of experience of dream. Dream may Swapnavasthayam, not only you see the dreamer is also created. A dreamer also is created by the mind only. You assume the role of a dreamer, then only you see the dream. The dreamer onwards, Bhoktru Adi Vishwam. ये भोक्ता कोई और नहीं है, ये मन एव भोक्ता. स्वप्नावस्थायाम मन एव भोक्ता, मन एव सर्वं विष्टम यत् भोक्ता पश्यति. Not only the dream that he sees, but the dreamer is also the mind only. Mind creates dreamer onward, everything. Bhoktradi Vishwam mana eva sarvam. And then immediately he draws a parallel. Tata eva. In the same way, Jagratyapi. The same thing is in the waking state. No vishesha, no difference, no beda. That's sarvam edad manaso vijrumbana. So if you think of this, very interesting parallel he brings in. Just like in the dream world cannot be without the dreamer. So where does it start first? ड्रीमर पहले सृष्टि करना चाहिए. इट्स नॉट सृष्टि करो और क्या उसके बाद भोक्ता. नहीं नहीं नहीं. It is starting from the creation of the bhokta, the enjoyer, dreamer. Then all the dream world, expect all the objects. Now, it is interesting to note the parallel here. When you wake up, the waker starts first. When you wake up in the morning, the world is not starting first. Waker starts first. You start your life. I mean, you are waking. So, moment you wake up, what do you see? The waking world. Right? The world that is around you. So too, as it was in the dream state, dreamer starts first. If you draw a parallel, if dreamer is absent, will the world be there? Dream will be there? No. Similarly, here, the waker I, the ego who identifies with the body, if he is not there, the world will not be there. So, therefore, let us not first condemn the world. Let us find out who is this waker here, who is created as an individual during the waking state. If this waker is questioned, who is the waker? Deha bhimani jagradavastayam aham iti manyate. That aham, the idea that I, with which the waker starts the day, what is that I here? Deha bhimani. I am this body. I am this individual. So, tat sarvam edat manaso vijrumbanam. So, pradamena anvayamaha. Arthashunye sarira antarvarti nadishu manasanchara dashayam swapna avastha iti shrutya bodhitatvat. So it is said that the state of dream is nothing but the travel of the mind within the nadis in the body. These nadis in the body, according to Yoga Shastra, is thinner than the hair. Keshatopi sukshma sutasu nadishu. It is traveling in the smaller veins of the body, nadi, not here the veins, nadi. It is not the physical nadi also. Astral nadis, they are called nerves, astral nerves. Physically, you can't see them. So the mind, according to Ramana Maharshi in Hridaya Vidya, in his Ramana Gita, he says, interestingly, the mind is nothing but awareness operating through buddhi. Operating through, what is this state of waking? Waking is a state where the consciousness is operating through an equipment called Mana Buddhi complex. Physically talking about head, brain, let us say. And during the state of dream, what is the state of dream, or what is called going to the dream? The awareness which is operating through the equipment called the brain is now traveling towards the heart. In the travel between the buddhi, mana, the brain and the heart, literally speaking, there is a lot of experiences that are going on. This is called dream. When it reaches the heart, sleep. When it reaches the heart, sleep. But many times what happens, why people do not have deep sleep? Because they are caught up in the travel itself. In the travel between brain and the heart, they are not able to reach the heart, and that's why many people don't have deep sleep. Because there are so many things that are going on undigested during the waking state. They are still, sanchara takes place only in the travel between brain and the heart. When the moment it reaches the heart, sleep. Now, in the state of most of us, when we are in a daily routine, the travel between the brain and the heart takes place on its own accord. Okay? On your own account, you don't need to do anything. When you're tired, you're lying down. Obviously, when you're shutting down all your senses, there is no more input coming to the brain. So your eyes, nose, everything, not nose, but eyes are shut, and then you are shutting down everything. So then mind has no more interest to play through because there's all the senses. The windows are closed. So what did you do? It's like from office, you are going back home. Taking your car and going back home. The typical example that is given is the birds that are going around looking for its, eat whatever it wants to pick up to eat and bring it back to home for its kith and kin. Goes around, running around, and then slowly, at the end of when the sun is set, it cannot see anything anymore. So it will come back to its nest, right? So this coming back journey is called dream. All right. But when it reaches the nest, rest. So too, the mind is traveling from brain towards the heart, and so that is a travel journey. Now, this happens naturally in all of us. What is samadhi? According to Ramana Maharshi, you consciously bring the mind to the heart. That's why he said, Kristale manas swastata kriya bhakti yoga bodh aschanishchitam. Kristale manaha. Kristale manaha means hrid, heart, stale. Into the heart, the abode of the heart, manaha, kristale mana swastata. Abiding in your heart, consciously. This is the main point of what? Bhakti yoga, karma yoga, jnana yoga. Kristale mana swastata kriya bhakti yoga bodha aschanishchitam. Bodha yoga meaning buddhi yoga, jnana yoga. Kriya yoga, karma yoga. Yoga by itself is the jnana yoga. Bhakti yoga bodha aschanishchitam. That's why again it said hridaya guhara madhye kevalam brahma matram. That where you consciously take the mind towards your heart, that is called samadhi. The attempt to take the mind towards the heart is called meditation. Withdrawal of the mind. Bhagavan also said in Gita, manasaha atmani nivasthanam shane uparamed buddhya dhridigrihidaya atma samstam hridaya samstam manakritva na kinchitapi chintayet. If you attempt to think, it moved away again to the brain. You are drawing the mind towards the heart. You are coming back home. Suddenly, so one file I missed. Chalo back to the office. I didn't finish that job, No. So that's why we are not able to go to the deep sleep when our mind is still pending job is there. But samadhi avastha is where nothing, I'm done. Nothing more to do with the brain. I'm going home. That's why Swami Guru said, hurry home. Go home. Meaning what? Go to the heart. Heart where the Brahman is residing. Or Brahma avastha. Consciousness abiding in its own abode. So now coming back to here. So what is said there? Skeshata viha. Manas samsara drashayam swapna avastha. Okay. So here, Nadishu, Giri Nadi Samudradinam Tada Pradiyamananam Asambhavitataya Shakshuradinam Tada Uparatavyaparatvat Tadwara Manasaha Bahir Nigamana Abhavad Sharira Sharirat Bahihi Vartamananam Pradiyabhava cha kevalam manovritti vasana vasha tada artaha bahyaha iva pradiyante natu vastutaha iti arthashunye iti uktam. Arthashunye, the word is explained here by him, saying that even as it travels from the brain to the heart, so to say, through the nadis, it creates such a huge world. Giri, Nadi, Samudra. कहाँ है वो? ये सब बाहर नहीं है. In the Swapna Avastha, in the dream world, it creates on its own. So, tada pradiyamananaha asambhavitataya chakshuradinam tada uparata vyaparatvat. Even though as the eyes, etc., are not actually engaging any action of seeing, yet it is seen. In the state of dream, yet it is seen. Okay. Manasaha tadvara manasaha bahir nigamana abhavat. Therefore, mind is not, since the sense organs are shut down, the mind is not operating through them. It's not available for mind to operate through the senses. Sharirat bahihi vartamananam pratiya bhava cha kevalam manovrittihi. It is all nothing but because the real seeing is not there, real hearing is not there, real smelling is not there, real tasting is not there. So what are the vrittis that are taking place in Swapna Avastha? It's only its own thought. It's a thought experience of hearing, thought experience of seeing. It is not actual seeing. Manovritti. And how does it happen? Vasana vashat. According to established or the impressions that are previously created. Those impressions create the experience of vrittis, thoughts in the mind, creating a dream world. Tada artaha bahyaiva, as though they are outside. A person who is dreaming does not say, it's all inside me. Does he say that? If he says that, he's awake. Bahya iva, as though they are so real. Bahya iva pratiyante appears natu vastutaha, vastu sataha, it's not really. Iti arthashunye, that's what we mean by arthashunye. Real arthashunye means reality is not there out there. Ityukta hai. Tada vide swapne swashaktya vasanabhihi kevalam swasmin atma pradipalana samartyena cha sarvam bhoktradi vishwam jagat mana eva sujati nirmimite. Therefore, in the state of dream, it is creating on its own the mind, a world which even though it is not actually experiencing through the senses, it creates a world as though it is outside, but it is all nothing but thought world. Yadyapi jivaha bhokta vartate iti bhoktradi iti kadam iti shanka bhavitumarhati. Yadyapi, even then, jivaha bhokta vartate. Even though the jiva is individually is there, why it is said that it has to create a bhoktru then, the enjoyer there? That is that shanka, the doubt will come. Tatabi bhogya abhave bhoktrutva abhavat. So, if there is no enjoyable objects, there cannot be an enjoyer also. See, In the state of dream, where the external world of experiences, sense objects are not there, being not there, there is no possibility of an existence of an enjoyer. Right? Because the world is shut. So what does it create then? Mind alone becomes that. So manasa eva nirupa kadanayana bhoktru srishtutvam mantavyam. Nothing else is there. Mind alone is there. Therefore, who creates the enjoyer called dreamer? Mind. Creates that individual enjoyer, dreamer. That is why it is said. Tada eva swapna avadeva jagratyapi. Even in the state of waking also. Jagat avastaya, jagrat avastayam api. Even in the state of waking. Mana eva sarvam srijati no vishesha. Mind alone creates it. No doubt about that. That's tasmat sarvameda jagat manasaha vijrumpanam vilasa. It's all the manifestation of the mind. It is hard to digest because, as I said, we are still being a part of Ishvara's dream. And we cannot obviously comprehend that it is not there. Because we are not still recognizing the sleeper, the one who is lying down doing nothing, right? One who is actually dreaming, who is not doing actually anything. Naiva kinchit karomi iti. Actually is not doing anything. That is not, we are not able to comprehend because we are strongly identified with this so-called dreamer and the dream world. And so the shift is, first of all, ye Ishwar ka swapna hai. Ye pehla janna chahiye. We must understand, ye Ishwar ka swapna hai. Mera nahi. Ishwar ka swapna hai. I am created by him to experience this. He only created everything. He only created everything. Actually, he is everything. You see, in dreamer is not independent of what is dreaming. The dream world is created by the mind, and including the dreamer, right? So the dream world, every object is a dreamer only, mind only. So the dreamer is also mind, dreamt is also mind. Usi tarah, Ishwaraha kaha, bhogya vastu jagatapi Ishwaraha, bhogta abhi Ishwaraha. इसमें कोई फर्क नहीं है. मन है एव भोक्ता, मन है एव भोग्य. इन स्वप्नावस्था. ईश्वर एव कर्ता, सृष्टिकर्ता and सर्व विषयाः. ईश्वर एव भोक्ता विषयानाम्. But once you shift the attention, ईश्वर कहाँ है? If Ishvara Srishti and Ishvara is the Bhokta, and then move out of it, Brahman. Akartha is lying there. Outside the dream, it's not there. Outside this world, Ishvara bhi nahi hai, aap bhi nahi hai. We are not ready to discount ourselves, We don't want to be a nobody. And that's a problem. If I am not there, who am I then? If I am not so-and-so, if I am not this body, if I am not the so-called individuality I am, who am I then? What is my name? What is your name? What is my identity? Bharatiya, America, American, Indian, everything will go away. So that we are very afraid of. We are not ready to let go of this strong identity. So, here, continuing, what happens in the state of, we have seen Swapana. Again, he re-emphasizing this point of sleep. Next verse, that is verse number 171. Sushupti kale manasi praline नैवास्ति किंचित सकल प्रसिद्धेः अतो मनः कल्पित एव पुंसः संसार एतस्य न वस्तुतोऽस्ति सुषुप्ति काले मनसि प्रलीने नैवास्ति किंचित् सकल प्रसिद्धेः अतो मनः कल्पित एव पुंसः संसार एतस्य न वस्तुतोऽस्ति. You know, when we were listening to these things from Gurudev directly, that experience is so different. Just read right in front. I was in the first row, right there. We were all students at the time. So when he would speak and he will get into that mood of bringing our total, around 300 people or so in that hall. Yes, bring everybody's attention to that point. Ye sab swapna hai. This is all dream. And when he would assert it with his words, you cannot but at that moment feel that you are just a pure being. Everything looks so different at that point. You know, there is no way you can replicate that. So I do remember at this point, you know, when he said Nahyasya Vidya, when he will say, I heard this, I memorized this, very important. So at that point, this book was with me when I was listening to him. I have written notes also on this. So I marked them at that point. This is to be remembered. This was when? Exactly 30 years back, 31 years back. Yeah, 92. August, September, around that time. So, Sushupti Kale, at the time of sleep, Manasi Praline, when the mind has subsided, Naivasti Kinchit, Kanchit na evasti, nothing is there. Sakala Prasiddhe, this is not to be explained, that everybody knows that. Ataha, therefore, Manakalpita eva pumsaha, of the one who is being created by the mind, the individual, tasya eva samsaraha, etasya samsaraha, pumsaha samsaraha, tasya jivasya, na vastutaha asti, not really there. Samsaraha, outside you there is no samsara. Outside the mind there is no samsara. Sushupti kale, sushupti avastayam, manasi praline parinaman vihaya karanatmana abadishtamane naivasti kinchi jagat. Karanatmana meaning at the same time one who is staying in the bliss sheath. Karana sharir. Kyun karana sharir? Karana sharir mein koi manifestation nahi hai. There is no manifestation at that point. At the same time, there is no deliberation about whether what is right, what is wrong, nothing. So at that stage, the mind is, what state is that? Mind is in blissful state, no doubt about that. But because of why? Avadishtaman naivasti kinchi jagat sakala prasiddhehe sarva prani anubhavat. Sarva prani anubhavat. It's not only human. You mean to say, Swami, dog also is sleeping? Of course. Cat also sleeps. Every, even small mosquitoes also sleep. Everything is going through the same experience of sleep where there is no mind. Individuality is not there in all of them. Whether you are sleeping or a bird is sleeping, the state is same. Don't say human sleep is deeper than a dog sleep. Not necessary. Everybody goes the same thing. Sakala prasiddhehe na kinchit avedisham na kinchit aved. I don't know. This is the nature of sleep. Ataha etasya baddhasya pumsaha samsaraha manakalpita eva. Mind creation alone is the samsara. Vastutaha paramartataha nasti. Really it is not there. Manasatve swapna jagradoho samsara upalabde manasaha asatve sushupti avastha sushupto anupalambhat. Even though during the dream and deep waking, there are so many things that are going on in your mind, all of them seem to be completely absent in the state of sleep when mind is not there. Therefore, samsara, the bandhana, belong to only to the mind. Manakalpita eva. Explaining with the example, Mrid anvaya vidirekat atireka anuvidayi gataha iva mrid vyatirekena. Mud pot cannot be without the mud. Mud alone manifests as pot. Correct? You take pot, I'll take the mud. Possible? Gurudev will say golden chain. You take the chain, I will take the gold. You like the chain, right? Chain is not a chain without the gold. So too, mind alone is samsara. If samsara cannot be removed away from the mind is there, samsara would be there. And that mind, again, the point here is mind at the present moment as the vasana karya. Vasana karya manaha. That is to be understood. It is vasana karya manaha, effect of the vasana. Effect of the vasana. If vasana is not removed, that mind is only pure consciousness. That's why later on we'll say, Bhava muktasya hetu, mokshasya hetu api manayeva. So, manovidirekena samsaraha nasti iti tasmin vinashte iti prayaduktam purvam tat upavaditam. It is again established what was said earlier, that manasi vinashte sakalam samsara vinashtam sambhavati. So another example is, Shankaracharya, even though is come on, another example is filled with so many things here. Vayuna niyate megah punastenaiva liyate manasa kalpyate bandhah mokshastenaiva kalpyate. Vayuna niyate megah punastenaiva liyate manasa kalpyate bandhah mokshastenaiva kalpyate. Vayuna, by the wind, aniyate, being led, megah. Cloud is led by the wind. Punaha teneva niyate. Aniyate niyate. So what does it mean by aniyate? Is cloud coming together is by the wind? Cloud gets scattered by the same wind only. When they come together as a small part of the cloud, they come together, it looks like a huge cloud. It's a wind that is gathering them up. When the wind is heavy, it gets scattered and they lose their intensity. Right? The mega, when it is coming together only, gets the intensity and then pours down, etc. When it is scattered, when the wind is there, you always know when the wind is there, the rain obviously cannot happen because it has scattered the cloud. In the same way, manasa kalpyate bandha. Mind alone is responsible. Kalpyate have to be understood as responsible, creating bondage. Teneva moksha kalpyate. By that alone, moksha also is happening. So, interesting point is the mind, so far we have seen as cause of samsara, cause of bondage, cause of all the afflictions, cause of this ahankar, everything. But the same mind alone is going to bring moksha also. That is the reason why everything is addressed to the mind. The mind alone is the cause of both bondage and liberation. We'll see more of it in the next session. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkhabhat Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.